Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. Like always, if you're enjoying the content of the channel, be sure to smash that like button for me, hit that subscribe if you're new, and ding that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. And today, we are back with another Final Thoughts video the day after an Eagles game, but for once, we are back after a victory. It's a Victory Monday, baby. Let's freaking go. The Eagles defeat the San Francisco 49ers 25-20 on prime time Sunday Night Football. A late touchdown pass by Carson Wentz and a stop by the Eagles defense. The Eagles moved to 1-2-1 on the season and now are in sole first place of the NFC East. Yeah, not the East, the least. As I said, as we always do, we're going to go ahead into the injury report. But one thing real quick, if you were in my stream last night, shout out to everybody that came out. Nick from Nothing But Niners is going to have to rep an Eagles jersey on his live stream this week because we had a friendly bet and them Eagles got the job done. It's amazing, man. Washington lost, Dallas lost, and the Eagles are in first place. Let's talk about some of the injuries that were sustained yesterday, in addition to all the ones we already have. So TJ Edwards, a key linebacker for us, had a couple nice tackles, went out. He's apparently going to miss some time, according to Doug Peterson's press conference today. Another guy, Rudy Ford, a key special teamers for us, also went down last night, and he will be out as well for some time, whatever that means. Don't have any more information yet. We will let you know. Keep you updated as we get that. I also wanted to point out another thing. As I heard just a few minutes ago, the Eagles waived Adrian Killins, AK-46 is what we call him. Had a couple plays last night. Didn't really do much. He's a small guy. He has a lot of breakaway speed, a little bit small. So I guess he's going to go back to the practice squad. They wanted to open up a roster spot. So we'll keep that at that. But hey, let's talk about this game a little bit. Just a nitty-gritty game, a game that the Eagles had to have. And again, I picked them because of that desperation factor. I felt like we had a lot to fight for and play for. And especially with Dallas losing earlier in the day, we knew we could get in the first place with a win, even though it's, the whole division stinks. Every team stinks. But we went out and got the job done. Not every game in the NFL is going to be some flashy type of 50-40 game. And no, you have to win these hard-fought games in the trenches, in the mud, back and forth, nitty-gritty, fighting for each possession. Some games have to be won like this. The Philadelphia Eagles, before last night's game, were 2-23-1 under Doug Peterson when they trailed after 3 quarters, and the only wins were over the Giants in 2018 and 2019. And the Eagles had not won a game on the road in which they had trailed going into the fourth quarter since the Giants in 2010 when Deshaun Jackson had the Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2 with the punt return. I mean, it's been 10 years. I was very proud that the Eagles made the situational plays. What have I been saying for weeks? We had to make the big plays in the big situations, and we came out and capitalized, man. Let's start off Carson Wentz. I'm proud of the guy. I really am. Now, if you told me we were going to win this game with under 200 yards of passing offense, if you told me we would win this game with under 100 yards of rushing offense, losing the time of possession, I would have said you're crazy. George Kittle, 15 catches for 183 yards and a touchdown. I would have said you're crazy. But that's just how this year is going to end this season. And we pull this one out. Carson Wentz did not play a perfect game by any means. It was very sloppy, especially early on. Still missing some throws, still holding on to the ball a little bit too much. But when it came down to it, I saw something, kind of last week and then a lot more this week that I haven't seen from Carson Wentz, and that is the fight. That is the grit and the toughness. Carson Wentz was extending plays with his feet once again. As we've been saying, you have to allow him to incorporate that element of his game. That's what makes Carson, and he's a lot better on the run. It's crazy. He's going to have to learn how to throw from the pocket, but when he's mobile, when he's a mobile quarterback, Carson Wentz is something no other, man. And he made the plays with his feet. He had a rushing touchdown himself, made a guy miss, and later on, I mean, he just continued to fight, and I saw that from Carson. He made the big plays in the big situations. That throw to Travis Fulgham, that was the best throw I've seen all year from Carson. Again, the big plays, but in the big situations, and it was absolutely beautiful. Hit him in stride, 42-yard touchdown, and that sealed it, man. Carson Wentz played a good game in terms of executing at the right time. And I thought he showed a lot of leadership and pumped up these guys. It seems that he only does it when we have practice squad wide receivers. At this point, I'm ready to call this the practice squad Eagles. I want to talk about the defense. Jim Schwartz, bravo, a beautiful game plan. I thought last week he was building on it. He was, getting more consistent, actually disguising some things, putting 5-man fronts, 6-man fronts, and not allowing the offense or not allowing the defense to just become too predictable, not getting too soft. There were times we played zone. There were other times we played up. Now, I thought he could have double-teamed George Kittle a little bit more, but in the end, we were able to accumulate pressure. And what stands out is all the names of these guys that were stepping up. I mean, Hassan Ridgeway had a sack. Javon Hargrave had half a sack. Barnett continues to impress with another half sack. Josh Sweat, I believe, has 3 sacks now. Had another one last night. I mean, just the names that continue to step up on the team. Jannard Avery. Jannard Avery had, 5 quarterback hits in 16 snaps? I mean, crazy, man. This D-line, as I've said, is so talented. And when Jim Schwartz continues to disguise blitzes and send a guy, like a Cravon LeBlanc on a late blitz, and what happens? A strip sack of Nick Mullins. The turnover battle. That is where we won this game. We have not won it all year. We had 5 interceptions in our last 21 games, and we come out and get 3 defensive turnovers, and in key situations. We come out and flip the field on a Roddy McLeod interception. Late in the game, we get a pick 6 after going down and getting a touchdown. I mean, it was just key, man. And Cravon LeBlanc, when we put pressure on Nick Mullins. By the way, Jim Schwartz had him looking like a deer in headlights all night long. I mean, a guy that threw for 340 yards last week did not even look like he knew what he was doing at all. The only thing I would, kind of critique about Jim Schwartz is late in the fourth quarter, they bring in CJ Beathard. Nick Mullins gets benched, was absolutely garbage. And this guy starts off 13 for 14. He's in his groove, in his zone. And we're down 5 points, and we're letting them roam all the way down the field. I did not like that prevent defense as soon as CJ Beathard came in. But at the end of the day, Jim Schwartz and his defense stepped up and made the big stop that we needed. Slay continues to play well. We saw a lot of other guys, and we're going to have to see them with the injuries piling up. But I thought they played well. Alex Singleton, the unsung hero on the defense with the pick 6, another practice squad guy. It's crazy. It is crazy, the practice squad Eagles. The offensive line. Jordan Mailata, I got to give him credit, man. Kudos to Jordan Mailata. I've been saying that this guy's a waste of a pick, 7th rounder a couple of years ago, and they're still calling him a project. Doug called him a project at his presser today, and he still is. But oh my gosh, I mean, if JP is not healthy, whatever, I knew JP wasn't going to be able to stay healthy this year. We could have a controversy at left tackle. I mean, the way that Jordan Mailata played yesterday, I think he had like 74 snaps and only allowed 1 quarterback hurry and no sacks. I mean, Jordan Mailata played his balls off. I can't even lie. The offensive line, I think the 49ers had 3 sacks. But overall, this offensive line was beautiful. They played in sync, and for an offensive line that has seen a different starting line in each of the 4 weeks of this season, and I think this line literally had like 4 backups on the field one time last night. Honestly, at the same time, I mean, Jack Driscoll was in. Lane Johnson's another one in terms of his injury that I didn't mention. Has a sore ankle, and it's going to linger. Doug says he's going to play through it. I don't know how that's going to go. But Jack Driscoll stepped in and played well. Nate Herbig continues to step up. We don't hear his name a lot. Let's talk about Doug Peterson, because there are a few things that I still do not like. Doug Peterson answered some questions today, and the main one was about the one thing that I still think needs improvement, and that's Doug's inability to stay with the run. Now, we actually threw the ball 28 times last night and ran it 28, but I don't want people to get confused. Some of those runs, Carson Wentz ran the ball 7 times for 37 yards and a touchdown. But those plays, a lot of those were designed passes. I mean, we came out of the second half and had designed passing plays, I think 9 or 10 plays in a row. That can't happen. Miles Sanders finished this game with 13 carries and 46 yards. That just cannot happen. If we want to beat these better teams as we continue to move on here, we got to run the ball. We got to stay consistent, and Carson has to be involved in that as well. But Miles Sanders cannot have 13 carries in a game. He has to have a lot more, in my opinion. And even they asked him today in the presser, Ruben Frank asked him, why didn't you go to him late down in the game? You know, we give up a score to the Niners. We get the ball back. We're trying to run the clock out. And he has Corey Clement in there. Not even Boston Scott. Corey Clement in there. And he said it all goes to situational football and that we wanted a bigger back in there. I don't really agree with that. Miles Sanders is our guy, and we got to rock with him. That's the only thing I have with Doug. You know, there were a lot of good drives that he put together in this game. That one drive, you know, where we ended up scoring on a touchdown, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. He called a couple trick plays that didn't work out, but it's the creativity, the pre-snap motion, keeping these defenses off balance. That's what Kyle Shanahan is known for, and Doug tried to hit him with it himself. I mean, he looked a little bit like the 2017 Doug, and he was ballsy. He goes for a 2-point conversion that ended up being very meaningful in the first touchdown of the game. He was ballsy, Doug, and I liked it. I mean, we could have tied the game with a 55-yard field goal, and he goes and throws a 4th and 4 at the 37-yard line and gets it, luckily. But that's the aggressive style of Doug, and I think he did a complete 180 from last week. The last thing I want to talk about is our main unsung hero of the game, and that's Travis Fulgham. You know, a former 6th-round pick last year, was jumping around on a practice squad, claimed off waivers, and we get him from the Green Bay Packers in camp. And he's on our practice squad, and he comes up, and we got a new number 13 in Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know if this is going to continue. I mean, with our wide receiver core depleted like it is, but Travis Fulgham, I mean, what a route that guy ran. And Wentz, the biggest thing is he put the trust in him. He floated one up, and again, it was the best pass I've seen. Travis Fulgham beats the defender one-on-one, catches it down the sideline for the game-winning touchdown, and it looks so good. Every time, go back to the end of last season, when there's practice squad receivers, guys that the other team do not know like that. I mean, Carson just steps up and he starts to put trust in them, and it's crazy. I can't explain it. Overall, this team showed me that they can win a tight game down at the end of the game, and it was very nitty-gritty. This is a win that I'm proud of because it shows that we can win the back-and-forth games, you know, where a one touchdown or two will decide a game. And we finally pulled one out, and we needed it, and this is the type of win that can completely shift a season. It can shift momentum. It gets harder on from here, but knowing that we have a win under our belt and knowing how we did it, I think everybody, every aspect and component of this team is going to be able to build on that, and I'm really excited to see where we go from here. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Perfect. Perfect.